All right, then it's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. And as they're loading right now, we'd love for you to join us online. If you're not watching right now, you could, if you need to move around rather, you could use our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv. And of course, we're streaming live on YouTube presently. And that's just search for TVC Entertainment. All right, with us we have the Punch newspaper. And we're going to start with the Punch with Mike. How's it going, Mike? Mike?
I'm working on my smile.
Yeah.
How that? Is it
a very punchy smile, I have to say.
Yeah, great.
All right, then. All right, so I'm just trying to activate the tech here. Let me take the remote. But Mike...
let's go Punch here.
Yeah,
FG contacts Interpol. Soldiers held over detainees escape. This is... when this story broke out, quite a very sad and laughable situation, considering what the charges that these people are being held for. You know, fleeing crypto guru holds British and Kenyan nationalities, escaped via Middle East airliner, NSA office, and escape shocks security agencies, detained soldiers risk disciplinary action, Binance supports probe. Okay, this is just funny. How can... It's almost like a national investigation is all going on. The DS, like our highest security setup, it is laughable. It is laughable. And this person was kept in a guest house in the first place or whatever, in something. Heads should roll. This is unacceptable. How can? I mean, a lot of people are, you now see how funny Nigerians can be. Do you not have heard stuff about how, the Naira is gaining against the dollar, is not good for business? I'm like, what? How does that in any way? It shows just how much people have hedged their way or put their way. You know, they've gone to the other side of the divide, and it's so funny. So my point is that this person is being held. The Binance has been held as an avenue where a lot of funds have been used to support or finance terrorism and all of that. And Binance, as a body, are saying that they welcome the probe, because that's how it's supposed to happen. And then a high-ranking officer who was held, and we know it's sad. It's sad.
Okay, so
there's no reason, there is no justification. No,
nobody is
because
making a
now
justification.
How do they know where and how the person moved? That means the sabotage is just something else.
Okay, so now the truth is, if you consider if you consider the situation like it was the head of a bank, and this happened, it's very similar to what has happened in the banking industry in previous years. And in the end, when money is involved, there are a lot of different questions that you might not be able to answer. Now we're moving on with the Punch here. It says here, Ondo farmers protest alleged farmland takeover by Chinese firm. It also says here, Kaduna hosts freed pupils, 28 kidnapped in fresh attack. Nigerians may spend over 725 billion naira on 2024 Hajj. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. Okay. We have the Vanguard newspaper here. It says here, NSA launches global manhunt as Binance official flees custody. And it's similar to the headline in the last paper we looked at. It says also at the top here, CBN slashes BDC exchange rate to 1,270 per dollar. How Nigeria saved 300 billion naira on second Niger bridge bypass design, according to Umahi. And the NGE expresses concern over growing insecurity. Mike, do you have any stories that stand out for you there on the cover of the Vanguard?
Well, of course, the major story is still the issue about the Binance chief, the Binance official, and all of that. We can see a picture story there. I don't know why these kids were given Ashwebi.
Wow.
That's what we can see there. I don't know why they are all in, okay, well, maybe it's, well, they're in the same school, so maybe it's school uniform. But the federal government has denied paying any ransom, as it were, for the release of these kids. So that is the story that we have here. And just below that, we see Finidi Eyes back-to-back wins as Super Eagles face Mali in Marrakesh. That's talking about the second match of the international friendlies. And, well, okay.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's it basically on the Vanguard.
We have the Daily Independent here with us as well. It says here, federal government denies paying ransom to free 137 Kaduna school children. Says security agencies questioning Gumi on bandits' activities. Story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 28. It says here, Tinubu OK's infrastructure fund to fast-track project development. FEC approves 2% quota investment fund for youth. It also says here, Zulum names 168 aides, 104 chairmen, board members of agencies and commissions. Page 7 has more on that story. TET fund doles out 23 billion naira for research funding across Nigeria. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Independent.
Okay, and the Guardian here, vandalism of 117 power towers cost 12.8 billion naira, threatens 7 billion naira loan. That's electricity assets. That's the kicker above that particular headline. That's what it says. Vandalization of electricity transmission line between January 2022 and March 2024. And we can see all of that. 117 transmission towers vandalized in 26 months. TCN spent 110 million naira to fix each tower. Over $7 billion borrowed to fix transmission infrastructure. TCN completed 105 projects between 2015 and 2020. Poor wheeling capacity, grid collapse, keep supply below 4,500 megawatts. We can't be spending all this much. When you say to fix infrastructure, $7 billion, I don't know what, what I know about this, a few more billions to that. You could set up a grid that can take up an entire nation and set it up and maintain it well. I don't know. These figures are quite...
well, honestly speaking, because we're not experts, we can't exactly say exactly where these funds are going into. But there is an infographic here talking about 117 transmission towers being vandalized in 26 months. That's about 2 years or more. Poor wheeling capacity, grid collapse, keeps supply below 4,500 megawatts. Now, without the repair of these vandalized transmission towers, we might not be able to go beyond 4,500 megawatts. TCN.
In a country where someone received money for one street light, and that particular one street light was into hundreds of millions. So you can imagine where, I mean, we are used to padding, as it were. So when you look at situations like this, and look at the project in Abia State, how much did it cost? It's not even up to $1 billion. And that is taking care of this thing. Well, let's just
when it comes to outdated infrastructure, bringing it up to date, these are renewing or refreshing.
Loopholes where people are a lot of monies that are not accounted for, just flowing, and we're just throwing figures out there. When we can become more accountable as a people, when people, as it were, when people no longer pad budgets, as it were, then maybe we could start saying that we're on our way to getting better as a nation.
All right. At this point, we have to head over to the kitchen